missed over here, apparently. Oh, there is an upstairs. What is this door?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Maybe there is. Maybe it is haunted. Maybe it is
What an
haunted.
odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. No one's home. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Fair enough. You never know. Sometimes in this game, you know, it seems dumb, and it tells you it's dumb, but then you keep doing it, and something works out. This just didn't happen to be one of those cases.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on here.
We do need to figure out the whole haunting
Bent
thing.
metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You
Okay.
are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
But we didn't destroy most of these things. I'm just a disempowered individual trying to make my disempowerment take it out on everyday objects. Let's not be too sad about it.
Kudos.
The floorboards creak. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. If there's still wet snow on those boots, it means that someone just took them off and came in. Yeah, I think it's time to just talk to what's her name.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures.
I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
Well, I've looked around. I can tell you what I saw.
Okay, I'm willing to listen. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, did you encounter the malignant entity?
The entity? No, I don't think so.
Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
Okay, so you mean the chimney that's part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from there. Chimney.
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there.
Okay.
Some unnatural magic, I assume.
Maybe it's Ruby.
You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise. You'll think of something. You always do.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too.
I mean, we're here. We may as well.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Oh, I don't care.
The
about
woman
any of
before.
that. All right, let's see. Let's see about going and yelling into the furnace.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Hello.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then, you've awakened the entity.
We did it. Let's not say we're the police. That might scare them off. Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low
If
rumble
this is
upstairs,
Ruby,
the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't want to make predictions or anything because I don't fully know everything that's going on. But if this somehow turns out to be Ruby, this tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
You're just still here?
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by Milius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting.
Why does everyone want to know curse
I was
words
so
when it comes to
absorbed.
different
I must have
languages?
missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't been knocking on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
She sounds so wholesome. Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer and I need to ask you some questions. Sure.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
This person means you or no one else. Absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
Sure. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in
Nothing
rags?
really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Brain, our suggestion just told us she means zero harm.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't want to get involved with that kind of stuff, even if it's for the benefit.
But I never saw
the world.
anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
you never took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really
Fair.
hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Well, thanks for your answers. Oh, we can
She
go see a dude.
nods.
The time has changed.
Anything else, officer?
So we gotta get there quick. How did you become a dice
How
maker?
did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
By the way, what is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. Does it mean she's unlawfully occupying a part of
Who
the house?
cares?
Shameful.
Creative.
You know, body trying to work, trying to use this room. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
And how do you explain what happened to all those companies then?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales
Fair.
of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
That is beyond true. Placence, if that's how her name was said, I don't remember, is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There's hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
The whirling in isn't doing well either. It's where that's our fault. So let's not say that. You're right. The whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years,
Dang.
selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
But you're also very wholesome.
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
That's a fair point. Placence thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
No, you're too
The jig
wholesome for
is
this
up.
world.
The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Turns out she really is a ghost and I just didn't press her hard enough.
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her. The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
All right. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is
More or
gone.
less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms under the
Oof,
abandoned
there is a
motorized
lot of
and
things to
dusty
ask.
mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Oh man, maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
The little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
And who was Artemitep? Sure.
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Okay. How did that community project work out? Judging from the kids I met so far, it didn't really work, did it? Let's not be mean.
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even
Wow,
worse.
really?
At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
You should have known it.
Why would I have known that, Brain? Shut up.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Well, I guess we gotta go check the punching bag. There used to be a hair salon here.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Well, it's starting to make sense why all these businesses are going under. Or, I guess what I mean is why it's a perceived curse. I would never let anyone drive and touch my hair. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. Kinda.
Me neither. I just want it off my face.
I want to know about the game downstairs. What's with the broken windows? Did someone here make stuffed animals, creepy mannequins, rotor blades, strange machine? Actually, go in order.
Oh,
Broken
this
windows.
one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
Is that Hardy's brother?
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milius. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some
Eee.
people pay good money to get off on it.
What does she mean to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Okay.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying everywhere.
You mean
everywhere
Mr.
around.
Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Oh, well, never mind.
But what drugs exactly?
Let it pass.
Anything else?
Creepy mannequin?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists. Didn't know insects had any rights or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Yeah, you don't want to just go snatching beetles and plucking their
And you
wings.
know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Dang. They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. I'm glad someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. Let's just go with 3.
At least it had some spark to it. Most young designers just combine lace with leather and call it original.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Alright, well, I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
Yes, what's up with that?
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw 2 of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
So they weren't consistent enough to get things going?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
Or that. What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
That's why I'm trying to keep you sober, my dude. Calm down. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Dang.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revershow ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Okay, so what's up with the other ideas?
There was really just one.
Oh, okay,
And
well.
it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Fritta does the same thing.
I mean, she's just a teenager. I don't know how. I don't have an opinion on employing teen. Oh, I get. Well, fair enough. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people run? 20 cents per hour is dogs pay. I'm surprised they showed up to work at all.
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream
Dang.
stand.
Don't gotta roast them like that.
And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Dang.
Eventually, Ravishore Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece,
Ooh,
out of regular fridges.
that sounds good. A caramel sundae. It's the market's doing its job. I killed the bear.
You did what? Ugh, of course they left it plugged
Okay,
in.
I thought it was a bad
Even
thing.
in
I was getting
death, the
kind of
bear is
worried. I
costing
was
them
like,
money.
did I mess something up?
The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
Scary, but cool.
I'm done with the
Oh.
bear.
I totally understand. Anything else?
I found the building intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Okay. Does any of this matter? A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream. Yeah, that's where it was.
Can't
That's
be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Transcendental Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
Are the spirits real? Oh no.
No, it was something else. It was eerie.
Oh no, the curse might be real.
Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
Nah. No, it was something else. Something eerie.
Pranks can be eerie. Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
So you blah blah blah. Hold on, let me check before we go, because we smoke on the balcony sometime after. We kind of got to get there quick, so a few more questions about the building.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
We will come back to this. I want to go find our boy.
Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Where is this coming from? How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, Eat the rich.
I don't think I've
Sodomize
said
the
that.
landowners. Impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket. Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs.
I have not
That
said
kind of
anything
stuff.
like that.
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
I don't have it in me.
Very
I got
well.
other stuff to
I
do,
guess
brain.
no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. Did someone mention cocaine?
What?
Are we doing cocaine? No.
No.
I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism.
Get out of
Anyone? Anyone else? There's one.
No, shut up. I want to lie down and let the water carry me downstream. I will come back to her. We gotta go see if we can get to the dude.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
Yeah, we finally have.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
We got your hint. Found the key right under that stone.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Meaning, I'm not going to make things just right. I'm going to make them spectacular. Honestly, I'm just trying not to screw everything up. That's what I'm aiming for, yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I have some good news for you. My
Okay.
Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me, you do.
All right, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
Fair enough, I
He
guess.
takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
This seemed like a setup.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Run where?
To the city. It's a beautiful night.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Only if you promise that we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight.
This is
Take
weird.
care, alright?
There's something so different about him that I just can't put my finger on.
Different, of course.
Okay, this is going in a direction. Hold on. There's just something so mysterious about the way he talks and
Something
moves.
so mysterious about the way he talks.
Very mysterious.
Very.
All right.
He's barely holding it together. It's all he can do to keep from bursting out in laughter.
All right, dog. Let's move on.
Come on, detective. Let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
Oh no. Let's move on. Ooh, what are a lot of things. A quarterly business magazine. Dishes soaked up in a pot. An empty ashtray. dates for open lectures at a local university, flyers for underground parties. A photo of the same apartment dated year 01. Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. What's this? Can I just take this? Sure. Samaran conical hat. Is it okay to just take this stuff? An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. Buckets of paint on a layer of old
Officers of
newspaper.
the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You
That is
shouldn't be
us.
seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior.
Interesting.
Superior, but he's not in the command chain. His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur la Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Do we even need any of this info?
First, ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
Oh my god.
Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
Let's get down to business. Let's get started.
Of course. Let me just say it has been an emotional week for me.
Why?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
You actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Finally, someone who's seen it.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
True. Start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
Interesting.
That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done, detective.
Thank you, sir. I think we've got the picture. Anything else stand out?
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well deserved.
That wasn't a whole lot of information. What's an official like you doing in Martinez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stabilité. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment? So you're some kind of bureaucrat. This is international community. I don't
Whatever
care.
you wish, officer.
That's all we need? Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
You still haven't told me who he
Sorry.
is.
Who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony. We were just talking about it.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
So all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
Okay, so I had something else in
all
mind.
ears, officer.
That's really all we got?
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Hold on, why can't we talk
It's
later?
against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
Interesting. I'm gonna check all these other answers. If they're important, I'll leave it in. If not, I'll just cut it.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beauty. Was there anything else? I'm sorry to say...
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardy.
Officer,
What do you mean?
it was just so... I was on the bell. That's when I understood.
That lines up with...
Only that there... But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say. The coalition, the economy impacts the entire international... well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international... It is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy, which is essential for maintaining the social...
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. That's why the Institute of Price Stabilité works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public of a sound monetary... But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. Whatever you wish, of course.
Yeah, he didn't really have anything that important to say. It probably would have been more helpful if we had have gotten into his place earlier, but since we've already uncovered so much about what's went down, just him saying, oh yeah, I saw it, and there were like 8 or so people out there, doesn't really help us that much now. Because it would have given us a lot of information, you know, the fact that it was very quiet and not at all like a thing, that would have helped us out earlier. But now that we've long since figured out who has been involved, it's not that great of information anymore. But we'll see if the dice maker has anything else interesting to say, and then we'll wrap it up, talk to Placence in the morning, and that'll probably be it for this playthrough.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know?
You tell me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Okay. I was wondering about the whirling in rags. Is it part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
I saw a name East Delta Pinball on the door.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Trick track? Is that
Agreed.
a thing?
Pinball is the worst.
What? Pinball's kind of cool.
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
Why?
Sure. I'm
Pinball is a
listening.
classic. I think that's
Good.
it.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What
I don't-
else?
Why hasn't her business failed?
You feel nothing. If anything,
Leave it
is
at that.
she has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Well, I guess we could always come back and try that again, but that's all we can really do for now since the day is over. I mean, I guess we'll have to talk to Placence in the morning and then try to get more information out of the Hardys and Ruby on the next one. So with that, we gonna wrap it up.